If you have been researching gold IRAs, chances are Birch Gold Group has come up more than once. But a familiar name is not the same as the right fit. In this review, we're breaking down their $5,000 account minimum, how the custodial fee structure actually works, and whether the white glove service lives up to its reputation. So you have the full picture before you make any decisions with your retirement savings. Ratings and company history. When you look at Birch Gold Group, the first thing you notice is how long they've been around. In a world where companies seem to pop up and disappear overnight, this group has been operating since 2011. This is more than a decade of history. For most people, that is the first sign of trust. A company does not survive that long in the precious metals industry unless they're doing something right for its customers. They're based in Des Moines, Iowa, and they have built a massive reputation through both traditional advertising and high-profile endorsements. If you check the major business review sites, the numbers are very high. They hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and a AAA rating with the Business Consumer Alliance. These are the highest possible scores you can get from these organizations. On review platforms like Bird Eye and Consumer Affairs, they have thousands of verified reviews from real people who have moved their retirement funds into gold. Most of these reviews talk about how helpful the staff was and how easy the process felt. It is also worth noting that they're promoted by well-known media figures including Ron Paul, Dan Bongino, Megyn Kelly, Clay Travis, and Buck Sexton. While you should never pick a company just because a public figure likes it, it does show that the company is large enough to be held accountable by the public. Account minimums and fees. Let's get into the actual numbers because this is where your decision usually starts. Birch Gold Group is known for being more accessible than some of the other giant gold companies. To start a gold IRA or purchase metals for home delivery, you generally need at least $5,000. While that is still a meaningful commitment, many other companies in this space won't even talk to you unless you have $25,000 or more ready to move. This makes Birch Gold a reasonable entry point for someone who wants to protect their savings without moving their entire retirement portfolio all at once. Now, quick note, if you want a personalized gold IRA recommendation for your specific situation, there is a free 60-second quiz linked in the description below. Now, when it comes to fees, the most important thing to understand is that Birch Gold does not publish a single fixed fee schedule, because every customer's purchase is customized. The price you're quoted already reflects all of their sourcing and handling costs. For a precious metals IRA, you will also need to factor in fees from the independent custodian and depository you select. According to their website, total annual custodial fees typically average around $235 per year, which covers the paperwork side of things and the secure vault where your metals are stored. The good news is that this tends to be a flat fee structure. It generally does not scale up as your account grows. Finally, if you move more than $50,000 into your new account, Birch Gold will cover the first year's fees entirely. That is always worth asking your specialist about when you get started. How the setup works. The way Birch Gold handles your account is through what they call a white glove service. This means you aren't left to figure out the complicated IRS rules on your own. Once you sign up, you are assigned a dedicated specialist. Think of this person as your project manager. They do the heavy lifting when it comes to talking to your current 401k or IRA provider. They help you fill out the forms and make sure the money moves safely from your old paper-based account into your new gold-based account without you accidentally triggering a tax penalty. Once your money is in the account, you get to choose what you want to buy. You aren't just buying gold in a general sense. You are picking out specific coins or bars. After you make your choice, the gold is shipped to a high-security vault. Birch Gold works with several well-known storage partners, including Brinks Global Services, the Delaware Depository, International Depository Services, the Texas Precious Metals Depository, and the Texas Bullion Depository. Your gold is fully insured while it is there. You can even choose segregated storage, which means your gold is kept in its own private space, separate from everyone else's metals. You'll receive regular statements so you can keep track of what you own. It is a very organized system designed to give you peace of mind. Now, if you're trying to figure out which independent gold IRA company is the best fit for your specific account size and timeline, my quiz in the description takes 60 seconds and gives you a personalized recommendation. This helps you filter through the noise of the most marketed companies to find the one that fits your actual needs. Markups and risks. Now, we need to talk about the parts of the business that aren't in the shiny brochures. Every gold company has to make money, and Birch Gold makes its money through the spread, or the markup on the metals they sell you. This is the difference between what they paid for the gold and what they sell it to you for. Birch Gold sources metals through a nationwide network of wholesalers, and premiums can fluctuate based on market conditions. So, your specialist checks pricing in real time before locking in a quote. For standard gold bars or common coins like the gold eagle, the markup is usually pretty fair. However, things get tricky when you start looking at premium or specialty coins. These specialty coins often have much higher markups. The specialist might tell you they are rare or have collectible value, but you need to be very careful. In many cases, these coins are much harder to sell back later for a profit. If you spend $10,000 on premium coins, you might find that their actual market value is only $7,000 or $8,000 the next day due to the high markup. This means you are starting your investment with a big loss that you have to wait for the market to fix. It is very important to ask your specialist about the melt value of the coins they are suggesting. If they're pushing you toward high markup items, you should ask for simpler, lower cost options instead. Another thing to keep in mind is the lack of a digital dashboard managed directly by Birch Gold. They are a precious metals retailer, not a financial institution, so they do not have their own customer login portal. If you have a precious metals IRA, you will access your account through your custodian's secure online platform, typically Equity Trust or Gold Star Trusts. But if you want to confirm the current market value of your metals, you will usually need to call your Birch Gold specialist directly. For some people, this old school way of doing business is a bit of an adjustment. As with any physical asset investment, when it does come time to sell, you should expect to receive wholesale market pricing rather than retail, which is why gold is best treated as a long-term hold, not a short-term trade. Who should and shouldn't use Birch Gold? To wrap this up, let's look at who this company is actually for. If you're someone who feels overwhelmed by financial paperwork and you want a real human being to walk you through every single step, Birch Gold is a great choice. They're excellent at education and customer service. Their $5,000 minimum makes them one of the more accessible options for people who are not multimillionaires but still want to protect their retirements. They have the history and the ratings to prove they're a safe, legitimate place to do business. Now, on the other hand, if you are a tech-first person who wants to manage everything from a single dashboard and you want the absolute lowest price per ounce, you might find that Birch Gold a bit frustrating. You're paying for their expertise and their staff's time through the markups on the metals. Now, if you do decide to go with them, the best advice is to stick to the most common coins and bars to keep your costs low. Gold can be a great way to balance out a portfolio that is too heavy in stocks, but you have to go into it with your eyes open to the fees and the long-term nature of the investments. Now, before you open an account with any gold IRA company, take 60 seconds to answer 5 quick questions and find out which one is actually the best fit for your situation. The quiz is completely free, there's no obligation, and the link is in the description below. It's the best way to ensure your rollover is handled by a reputable, independent company that fits your retirement goals. And a quick note before you go, everything in this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. I'm an independent researcher, not a licensed financial advisor. Always consult a qualified professional before making any investment decisions. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna find this video valuable as well. Just click here and I'll see you there.